Hard as it may be to believe now, in the early 90s, Porsche was a dying brand.
That's impossible!
By 1993, sales had plummeted to 14,000 units worldwide, including a dismal 3,700 in the US. The decades-old 911 supercar just wasn't selling like it used to. What they needed was a new car that could somehow broaden the appeal of the brand without diluting it. And so they created the Boxster, made by Mazda, built by Toyota in Finland.
Right.
Well, whatever it was built out of 2 seats, the open sky, and an engine right behind the driver. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Porsche Boxster. Porsche. I think I say Porsche and Porsche 50% of the time. I know it's Porsche, but I feel like a dick when I say it. Porsche wasn't sure that anybody wanted it. At the time, Porsche was considering making a new luxury sedan, codenamed the 989. It would have had actual back seats that actual human beings could sit in and been usable every day. But this would have been another high-end, expensive car line with low volume sales. And Porsche realized that it wouldn't have been the answer to their problems.
We've got to keep our composure! We've come too far!
The solution finally arrived from all places. The Japanese company had looked back to British roadsters of the 60s, fun little convertibles with peppy engines and compact light frames. So Mazda came up with this wild idea. The now legendary Mazda Miata took the world by storm in 1989. And Porsche took notice. With the Miata's success, Porsche saw an opportunity to create a roadster of their own. The risk was, would it dilute the brand? Porsches were supposed to be high-end. It's part of the appeal. Would making a mass-market model tarnish the golden shield? So after building a concept car based on the Roadster idea, they decided to show it to the world and see how people responded. The concept car was debuted at the 1993 Detroit Auto Show. The overall look intentionally harkened back to the classic 550 Spider from the 1950s. Porsche called the car a Roadster powered by a 6-cylinder Boxster engine, the Boxster. You get it? Boxer, Roadster, Boxster. That's about as close as you'll get to a pun from Germans.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Fortunately for Porsche, people friggin' loved it. So the Japanese and the Finns got to work creating Porsche's new car.
That doesn't make sense.
Now the Boxster is only the 6th model in Porsche history that was designed from scratch. And the young Roadster had a big problem. It was too f***ing expensive. $80,000 in 1993 money. Now this is supposed to be an entry-level sports car that would widen Porsche's consumer base. So to cut costs, Porsche needed their production process to be more efficient. And if you put the words car production process and efficient together, what does that spell? Toyota. Porsche hired a consulting team made up of former Toyota executives, and they were horrified by German's process, which still involved builders climbing ladders to fish through part bins. The Japanese consultants rebuilt Porsche's method from the ground up, and while sadly this did result in some layoffs, it also resulted in a Boxster that could be made for half the cost in half the time. The Boxster had improved Porsche's entire production process, which it went on to use in all their cars. With their own factory already at capacity, building 911s, Porsche had to find another partner to actually produce enough Boxsters. They settled on Valmet in Finland, which as it happened had just undergone a similar restructuring by Japanese consultants. Porsche was running out of cash, and they needed to turn their concept car into a production model ASAP. So to save time, they designed and engineered the Boxster in tandem with the 996. The two ended up sharing a number of parts, or maybe the Boxster lucked out and got his big brother's cool hand-me-downs. Porsche got the Roadster production ready in record time, 3.5 years, when normally it takes about 7. The original Boxster, codenamed the 986, featured supercar-worthy handling in an affordable package. The 2.5-liter 6-cylinder Boxster engine developed 201 horsepower. The Boxster was the mid-engine sports car of all of our dreams. A near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution let the car swallow up curves at the track and in the canyon. And as if that wasn't enough, in 2000, Porsche came out with a new variant, the Boxster S, with 3.2-liter 250 horsepower flat sticks, still right behind the driver. But the Boxster wasn't just here to have fun, he was here to save Porsche.
Here I come to save the day.
Porsche's CEO at the time hoped the good reviews and low price would double the company's overall production to 30,000 units a year. Well, Boxster failed to do that. It quadrupled the overall production to 56,000. They were so slammed that they had to cut a new deal with Valmet just to produce enough Boxsters. Over the course of the 986's 8-year run, the new kid on Porsche's block would sell 160,000 cars. Look at me, Dad! I'm somebody! After the huge success of the Boxster, it was no surprise when the line was refreshed in 2005 with the new model 987. Aside from a rounded exterior and a vastly improved interior, the 987 came with bigger engines, 240 horsepower at the base and 280 horsepower on the S. The 987 came with one more thing.
car.
Enter the Cayman. Porsche finally realized that such a great performance machine deserved a hardtop version, but it did come with one extra quirk. It cost more than the convertible. Still, for that extra money, you did get more power. I mean, only 15 horsepower more, but hey, more's more.
More?
Fun fact. Okay, so the name Cayman derives from the crocodilian species from South America. And to drive the point home, Porsche actually adopted 4 real caimans for the Stuttgart Zoo as a publicity stunt. Porsche was so proud of their new name that they sued shoemaker Crocs. They claimed that the new $40 sandal would get confused with their $60,000 sports car. Porsche won the lawsuit and banned Crocs in Germany. Was ist das? Even though the Boxster and Cayman were already legendary sports cars, Porsche decided they could make them better by making them less, removing such frivolities as door handles, air conditioning, radio, and then adding a slightly larger engine. Porsche released the Boxster Spider in 2009 and the Cayman R in 2011. And naturally, because they came with almost nothing, they cost way more. In 2012, the lineup was refreshed with the new model 981. The base models got 25 more horsepower and the S models got 35. But was this hardcore enough?
Of course, no, don't be ridiculous.
In 2014, Porsche then unveiled a new third-tier 981, the Boxster and Cayman GTS. These included nearly all the options and extras that were available on the other variants, plus another 15 horsepower for less money than a fully spec'd out S model. Now this is the best a 981 could be, except of course it wasn't. Because just a year later, Porsche then came out with the Cayman GT4, a road-legal, yet track-bred monster. The GT4 had even lower suspension and a stiffer chassis, plus another 45 horsepower. That's 385. It's a friggin' race car for the road. Thing's got frickin' roll cage in it. Got a big old wing on the back. Yo, Ferdinand, send me one of them GT4. After a 20-year reign, the Boxster and Cayman lines received a total rework in 2016. To keep up with evolving emission standards, the naturally aspirated 6-cylinder, a staple of every single model and variant for 2 decades, was at last replaced with a turbocharged 4-cylinder.
It's gonna be so hard to say goodbye.
To look on the bright side, Porsche rebranded both the cars as the 718, harkening back to the 4-cylinder racers of Porsche's history. The new moniker also served to remind people that yes, the Boxster and the Cayman really were the same car. They saved Porsche without diluting the brand, and while 20 years may be an eternity in car years, they don't show any signs of slowing down. Now that you're up to speed on the Porsche Boxster and Cayman, comment down there below. Tell us if you liked it. Why'd you like it? You didn't like it? Why didn't you like it? Add to the conversation. Do you think that a Boxster is a hairdresser's car? What cars would you like other people to get up to speed on? Do you like my new haircut? Are you wondering why my face is so red? Ask down there.